Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of my Pyre Let's Play. I've already played like 20 minutes of this game, you know, to test out some stuff with the recording settings and everything. But after that, I don't know what's gonna happen. So I hope you're gonna have fun with this. And don't mind this, you don't need to understand this. This just says that everything's only available in English. Because I downloaded the German version, I didn't change the language, but apparently that doesn't make a difference anyway. So let's just start the game. Your days in the downside brought slow, lonesome agony. Now as you lie yielding to the elements, something rumbles into view. Three shapes emerge, each clad in a strange attire. So I think we're this person, and this is the people that, a carriage that came, and three people emerge. So we can hover over stuff and see what it means, or what it refers to. The downside is a vast purgatory into which the Commonwealth casts its convicts and its enemies, and none have been known to return from this forsaken land. Okay. There's a masked woman, a gigantic masked woman. Another piece of filth expelled from the Commonwealth, which is a proud country risen from the ashes of a fallen empire, home to a multitude of ethnic groups. Founded on principles of mercy and kinship, whose exact meanings evolved through many centuries. Okay. And a masked something is also here. See right on schedule, what I tell you. You told us we'd find someone alive. Okay, so, you know, we're not in good shape. Someday. I said we'd find someone alive someday, just not today, I guess. Don't be glum. You know, I see you frowning underneath that mask. No, I doubt that he can see that. But okay. Looks like he's breathing. Okay, so the masked wanderer assumes we are male. I can actually change this. I think you can also just change this in the settings of the game itself. And we are gonna change this because I can. And now we're a girl. It seems she still is. Then stand aside, I shall send her to a better place. She's she? Can you people just tell? Okay, so we don't look that female? Hang on, the markings on her rags. I think she's one of them. But look at her, she's beyond our help, and we're beyond hers. Broken, shaking, starving, probably diseased, yeah. Good luck with that there, chum. See you back at the wagon. Okay, so he does not give a fuck about us, and she's, you know, not that into it too. Indeed, the day grows dim. Yeah, but best an hour. Understood. I won't be long. Okay, so this dude wants to help us at least. After the others leave, the man turns towards you and begins unfastening his mask. And it's a human-like person. Hello, my friend. Don't care who you are or what you did, none of that matters anymore. All of us, we equal nothings here. Okay, I'm not sure if I want to call myself nothing. Okay. You're parched and he gives you drink, you ache and he binds your wounds, you hunger and he gives you food. Little by little it helps. So he's nursing us back to health. There, turns out you're tougher than you look. Her name's Headwind. Now, come on. Okay, he's one of the three people that found us, we already know that. You sense no ill intent as he helps you up and leads you to an old black wagon. Nothing like the stately vessels the parched Commonwealth criminates through alabaster streets. Okay, so now we can go inside the black wagon, which we're gonna do. The weather-beaten wagon is as much a mess inside as out. You see the masked woman and the talkative creature taking stock of ancient-looking books. I'm back, he says. And I'm here too. Now she's gonna take over the mask too. And her name is Jodariel. You know, this actually does not look like those horns fit under the mask. You know, the way the mask is shaped is different to the horns, so they point upwards. And under the mask they should point downwards. I feel like someone missed something there. Like, that shouldn't happen. Like, it can't work that way. Or they have to, you know, she has to like take them off. Okay. And as for myself, okay, so he's gonna take off his mask too. Even if he can't do it by himself. And he's a rat dog thingy. And his name is Rookie? I'm gonna go with Rookie. Greentail. The smallest yet loudest of the three masked wanderers who find she clinging to life. Of course he has to be, you know, the loudest because he looks like a little dog. He always like bark like crazy at everything. Okay, such pleasantries out of the way, the horned woman then motions to the others. She glances at you sidelong as she speaks. Okay, she talking trash about us. Can she do it? Well, ask me then. Okay, what are you waiting for? Or what are you waiting for? Hey, sister, nice meeting you and all, but tell me something. You know how to read or what? I do know how to read. So now we can admit that we read. Over time you managed to learn something of the old ways in spite of Commonwealth decree. Literacy is a serious crime. No one in her right mind would dare violate the law of the land. Or we remain silent. Who you are or what you did to earn your sentence is no one's business but your own. Well, what is a reader? One who can derive meaning from text. Okay, so we already heard, or just discovered that literacy has been prohibited. But we're just gonna admit that, you know, we can read. You confirm those suspicions. There's no use trying to hide it now. Well then, glory days. Because it just so happens my associates and we got ourselves some nice material here for someone just like you. Nice. I get to read stuff. Reader, you still live thanks to us. We ask for something modest in exchange. Open one of those books back there and tell us what it says. Okay, so these guys can read. Didn't, you know, pay attention in school. Yeah, I don't mind. You don't need to apologize. Okay, now we have a look at the book that they want us to have a look at, which is probably the most, you know, the brightest one that just kind of pops into view, and you can't even click on the others. There's some person here too. There's these little dudes. There's the stuff they were wearing. Closed door. A ladder. Which leads to the wagon centrifuge. Judging by the gibbering creatures up there. So I guess that's these guys. The odd creatures. Hungry looking creatures roost near some sort of attic. There's nothing you can do for them now. Yeah, kind of cute, but also kind of, you know, like they want to munch on me. And that is it. So let's click on the strange book. One of several such heavy, ominous volumes. The exiles you met seem very interested in them. Okay, so we pick up one of the old and heavy volumes bound in materials we don't recognize. Okay, forward. A formal welcome undersigned by the 8 scribes. You, dear reader, are an exile of the downside, such as we, the 8 who wrote this book of rights. That you possess it and have capacity to clean its words is testament enough to your potential. Thus we reveal a path from the forsaken place to freedom, a homecoming and glory. The stars themselves shall be your guide. Ere the turning of the year's first solstice, seek the nearest longitude beneath the brightest of 8 as they align as shown. So, something with stars aligned this way. Arrive as a triumvirate, clad in the raiments of the rites, bearing this book. Oblige the voice that tells you more. Okay, so this suggests... Well, you know what? Okay, so when we click on this, you know, we can have a easier to read version of this text that is also a bit shorter. But what this says is that we can become free from the downside, I guess, where we were cast because we did. We are a criminal because we can read, and we can free ourselves through the rites that happen under certain conditions where someone tells us what to do. So we can't really click on these. So let's close the book again and tell them what we found. Okay, there's a summary again. The book describes a complicated method through which exiles can return to the Commonwealth. The words swim through your mind as Hedwig gets your attention, so that's a dude that saved us. Well, friend, what does it say? Well, it says we can be free, but your vision starts to fade and blur, you feel your body weaken and give out. We're just kinda gonna faint. Okay, reading was too much. It's just so hard to do, you know? So exhausting looking at birds.
Reader, dare you tamper with forbidden knowledge? So soon after your sentence into exile. 'Tis true what the book says. You can be free again. Perhaps not you yourself, but someone worthy of the privilege. You witness now the path toward salvation. You witness the rites, the one way to return to glory. Though in your case, I hardly think it possible.
No reason to be mean.
Yet, by the grace of the scribes, it is my duty to inform you anyhow.
Seems like an arrogant person. Okay, so that's what they expected to happen, or that's what they hoped for. It is true. I can read. But we're not actually there. So, I mean, I haven't played that far, like slightly beyond this. What I think is, this is kind of like, I don't know if you know this, the never-ending story where we are the ones commanding these three guys. You know, kind of writing history, like writing what's gonna happen. And they're in some sort of an other dimension or something. Okay, she should still be out there. For now, we have to put our faith in her. I want to bend you. Okay, you look upon the three of them beyond as Hedwig then calls out to you. We aim to free ourselves. We will not grow and die in the downside. Okay, so they definitely want to get out of there. And now I swear to you, when we get out of here, you're going to come with us. But first we need your help. Show us the way. I mean, it's kind of optimistic, expecting me to just know what I have to do. But we're gonna focus all our mental faculties and do as he asked.
A celestial orb falls from the heavens when the time is nigh.
Okay, so I think this is one half of the game, you know? The one half is reading stuff.
Exiles conduct the rites as a triumvirate.
And,
for they must prove
you know,
their
reading
trust
and story.
in one another, not just
get
in
on with it.
themselves.
And the other half is just this kind of this game where you have to put out the fire on the enemy side using your team and this orb and their special powers. Man, it's kind of okay.
The three must act.
So we can only move one of these guys, whoever has the orb or the symbol above them. Okay, so we can sprint using shift. Okay, so we're gonna sprint until that's depleted.
Now plunge into the pyre with the orb and be purified.
And now we're gonna put out the enemy Pyre, I think, using...
Yes,
Okay.
the exile rookie has the way of it.
So you now also
Whoever
saw...
steps into the flame is banished.
Okay, so he's
for a
banished.
time.
And you saw that
His
there
or
was
her
a number there.
cohorts must make do on their own.
And that number decreases
Oh,
if you
but
can
it
get
is
someone
not
to
so
put the orb
simple.
there.
In the rites, you shall face adversaries whose own freedom is at stake. Beware the aura that surrounds them, as they shall beware yours.
Okay, so we can steal his ball using our aura thingy.
The aura is your wrongdoing. Accept it as a part of you.
Okay, let's
Cast your
tackle
aura
this
like
guy.
a
Okay,
stone.
we're not gonna tackle him. We're gonna cast our spell,
Correctly
which is like a wave,
done.
kinda. And we're gonna
Again.
banish this guy too. Hadouken,
Just so.
kinda.
A glorious performance,
Glorious.
I admit.
Thank you.
More than I expected from the likes of you.
Well, no thank you.
Grasp the orb once more.
Okay, so let's take this.
The orb absorbs the aura. Then the orb quenches the flame.
So we can't use our stuff when we have this orb.
Now I say jump.
Okay, and
Leap with all your strength. Thus
And we leapt in
sails the orb into the waiting flame.
so now it only has 65 health points left. And the small dude is back.
Snuff out the adversary's pyre, whilst yours yet burns.
Okay,
Light
nice.
this fire.
So it's down to 50 now. Okay, so let's get this.
Now to the flame.
Oh man, oh shit. Now we dropped our thingy. Oh shit,
Alas,
outplayed by the tutorial AI. Okay, let's get this.
an opportunity.
Take it back. Oh god. Okay, nice.
Edwin
We looked over that
plunged
guy,
into their
actually.
fire.
Okay, and we're gonna try to banish people too.
Glorious.
Nice. And jump in there.
Verily,
Okay, so now we've only got 15 left. I want to use the big one. Actually.
there goes
Oh,
the
man.
orb.
Fuck you! Get away from me! Okay,
The rite is complete.
so we didn't get the extra goal,
There,
but at
dear
least
reader.
we completed the tutorial.
Now you understand.
Now we understand.
Or do you?
I think
This
so.
was but a glimpse of that which lies ahead. I would tell you to turn back, cast down your hope. But all those such as you never listen.
You don't know me. Maybe I do listen. Okay, so I guess this is kind of one of the harder parts, that you can only move one person at a time. It's like micro, which I can. Like I'm not good at micro. But okay. So the others are still picking themselves up as you awaken. Well, that was something. I agree. That was our way out. So now we just follow the stars, or what? Supposedly, cheating. She seems like she's kind of always in a bad mood. I mean, if you look at her face, it kind of looks like that too. Rita, come let us regard the night. Okay. Jadaria leads you outside where a clear night sky awaits. Now, show us, before the howlers catch our scent. Where shall the rites commence? And the rites are an ancient ritual competition through which the worthiest exiles regain their freedom. So that we know, or we just tried one. Yeah. Now we gaze at the stars to seek out our next destination. Okay, there's like a star map here with all kinds of things. Here's Verdun, the Olden Star. Star of the Broken Bower. Those born under it are steadfast or narrow-minded. Okay. There's Capriest. I think Capriest, the Olden Star. Star of the Moon Stag Hunter. Those born under it are ambitious, though also discontented. Does not seem so nice. There's one looking very golden, which is Gold. The South Star. The South Star burns bright over a massive ridge of stone, much farther than the naked eye can see. Okay. And there's Gemini in the Olden Star, which is the star of the first Empress. Those born under it seek knowledge in new experiences. Okay, what? Okay, so we can click on this, so I guess we have to click on this. Okay, so let's do that. 200 leagues due east, the Ridge of Gold. According to the stars, the next ride shall soon commence here. The fossil remains of the serpent titan slain by Golathanian yet loom over those living in its shadow. Okay.
Concilia.
Great, and we're supposed to be there when exactly? I don't know. Do we even have clocks? Very soon, according to the stars. You should be able to arrive in time if you make haste. And it sounds kind of weird, like, okay stars, tell me, what time is it? Then we best get started. Well, this ought to be good for a few laughs at least. What do you say, Jody? There it turns to you, studying you. Reader, do not deceive us. Pray we make good use of our remaining time. Like, she's got such a stick up her ass. She's kinda, you know. What she meant is, glad to have you aboard, sister. Thank you. We're counting on you, my friend. See you inside. Freedom. The rights are the key. It's a lot to take in. So, our fellow exiles await you in the wagon. Let's join them. This wagon is pretty cool though. I like it. I mean, I like the art too. It does remind me of the Banner Saga a bit, which I also really enjoyed. And I think the game principle, like how it operates, actually kind of, it seems similar at least. You know, you have like story and text events, and then you have this game which is also strategic in some sense, like how in Banner Saga. Okay, but now we arrived at the downside Pyre, which is one of the downside's only verdant regions. It only gets less hospitable as you press further north. Where the road ahead is forked, there's a lack of consensus about which way to proceed. So I'm gonna decide, I guess. I'm telling you, we ought to take the northern pass. Got an associate hold up in Hollow Root. I've got to pay a visit. Besides. So Hollow Root is the northern route to the Ridge of Gold. Okay, the northern route to the Ridge of Gold goes through a small exile encampment. Every so often, tempests come and scour away the huts and hovels, but they always crop back up. Okay, so he knows someone there, and he also changed his clothes. Or he just... Ah, his tail is actually kind of green. Like he dipped it into paint. That's weird. Okay, fire on your associate. Best we head to Blooming Pool and avoid attention. And Blooming Pool is the southern route to the Ridge of Gold and goes through a humid area parked with hot springs. Runoff from the sandfolds means no bathing in the spring, so they're just there to mark you. Okay, so Jodario wants to go south and he wants to go north. And get stuck in a bog while we're at it. And he doesn't give a shit, he's just like, I don't care. Okay. What if the reader settles this? She marks the way, we get us there. Yeah, I agree. If the rites are meant to test our faith, then we'd best learn to trust the reader's instincts on our path. No second guessing her along the way. Can we all live with that from now on? I can live with that. She's kinda, you know, grumpy about it. Then it's settled. Just point the way, my friend. The stars guide us through you. Okay, now you may now choose route toward your goal at certain junctures. I think, because like this is like the point at which I played and I went north, so now we're gonna go south. Where Judaria thinks she can find a rare flora. And Ruke knows someone in the north, but we're gonna go here now. So let's take a look what's gonna happen. Judaria offers to show you around Blooming Pool after she notices you staring at the box and vegetation near the wagon. Soon something catches your eye. Observe, this shall pay for half our trip. Okay, now she's actually got like a tiny smile on her face. Okay, we found a black bloom. It's quite valuable. Okay. This can be sold at Slug Market. It's a trading item. Blossoms at specific times. While bitter at first, the taste of the black bloom makes the pain go away. And it's valued at 30 gold. Okay, so I can tell you, like, because this is the part to which I played. If you go north, you also get something, and that is worth exactly the same. So I guess the first one doesn't matter that much. I mean, I don't know if, you know, you can use the items differently, but at least they are valued the same. Like, they're worth the same amount. And now we're already at the Ridge of Gold. The black wagon grinds to a stop at the base of the Ridge of Gold. The others ask you to assist with making preparations for nightfall and the commencement of the ride. So there's another ride happening soon. But before that, we have a new page. Now we can set up camp, which looks cute too. And we can go into the black wagon. Your roving makeshift home in the downside. Or we can just commence the rides. But we're gonna go in here first, because now we're gonna do a really fun part of this game. But first let's talk to her. She seems to have something on her mind. Rita, Greentail here was just complaining how you opted not to take us up to Hollow Road. Okay, so she calls him Greentail. He's an opportunistic and well-connected cur still clinging to his once comfortable lifestyle. That's why he got all the jewelry. Okay. What? And violate our anti-second guessing pact? Now I was only saying how our sister's gonna have to keep on making the tough calls. Yeah, don't give me the sarcasm, okay? Either like speak your mind or shut the fuck up. Besides, just making sure we got something to pawn off at the next slug market we find. Which is a crew trading post found in the downside. Okay, so it also said we can trade what we found, like the flower at the slug market. Commonwealth contraband sometimes finds its way to the downside where it's traded and sold. And we have. Now let us focus on the task at hand. We have reached our destination and have much left to prepare before tonight. Okay, two of them soon go about rummaging through the remnants of the books strewn about the wagon, leaving you to your own devices. Okay, now you can inspect stuff, and there's actually a lot you can interact with. I didn't immediately notice, but you know, there's stuff wobbles if you hover over it. And now we're gonna click on this, and it's gone. You know, we can clean this up. So we're gonna do that. I want this wagon to be clean. There's one here too. You know, for example, you can also hover over this like hay or straw. It doesn't actually do anything, but it's fun. You can also make a lot of noises. Oh, that's cool too. I didn't even notice that. You can make noises. Like everywhere. Oh, now click on stuff now. Okay, so you observe the ladder leading to the locked enclosure above the cavern. The wagon centrifuge must be up there. Its drive-ins stare down into it with big wet eyes. Okay, so that's these guys, the drive-ins. Creatures such as this must have been bred to push the black wagon along. So I think, you know, my theory is, you know, we saw the horn in the up at the top of the black wagon, so they go in there, and that's how they make the wagon jump, you know, by just flying upwards or something. And you know what you can also do? You can click on these guys. How cool is that? That's so cool. I think you can click on these guys too, you know? Hello. Hello. Okay, but there's a spider up there too, so let's kill that. Or clean it up. And let's click on everything else too. So, there is a Green-tail family portrait here. A reasonable likeness of a younger rookie with his mother and uncle. But we can't click on that. I mean, we can, but it's just making noises. And I think the same goes for this, which is Headwind's cooking tins. What passes for cooking supplies in the downside, which Headwind does the most of. And we can weld this a bit. Okay, enough rallying. Let's click on the Lone Minstrel and see if he says anything. You observe the man, okay, so it's a man, slumped in the corner of the wagon, bearing some sort of stringed instrument. You sense he lives, but nothing more. It seems inopportune to ask about him now. It's kind of weird, you know, he seems to live, but nothing more, like barely alive. Ah, oh. Yeah, that was weird. Okay, enough clicking on stuff, okay. For just fun of it. But let's look at the old Raymans, which I know they're the right uniform, sort of. You observe the masks and robes whose old engravings and embroidery suggest a formal purpose. Some of the garments are massive, while others are so small they might fit a child. Okay, so we know why. Because, you know, Jadariel is huge, and Rookie is like, super small. We already clicked on this. I think then there's only the book left. You can click on these two, by the way, and then they just go out. So let's click on the book, which is super sparkly right now. Oh yeah, right, it said we had a new page too. So let's... okay, this is a new page already. Okay, so, the first exile. In the words of Gol Galathanian, the Master General. So this guy. You know perhaps the thrice cursed name of... oh man, this is hard to read. Like the font. Okay, you know perhaps the thrice cursed name of Solium Mur, the Emperor of Saw, the first exile in my age. This chapter concerns him and those who found him in the downside. Each of us was sent to take his life, such was the hatred for him in and around his country. Yet we found in Solium Mur a man transformed, in body, mind and spirit, a man deserving of much more than mercy. In time he named us all his scribes, and he became the eighth. It is my greatest honor now to share with you his deeds. To know his story is to know the rights. Okay, so I think the next... when we do the next rite, we're gonna get to know more about how the rights came to be, maybe? This is what this is suggesting to me. Yeah, and I think actually... oh, wait, we can click on this too. Okay, it makes a different noise. The symbol is set in the wagon's floorboards. The Book of Rights describes the need for such a thing. Okay, so you have to have this in the floor for some reason. But I guess this is like, you know, a team logo. We are the Weird Troopers, something like that. Okay, then... oh, there's a common room there. In the common room, you may review various notes and observations about your fellow exiles and their respective path toward enlightenment and the rise. Ah, okay. Didn't notice that the last time. So this is our character menu. Okay, so let's go through this before we end this episode. This is Headwind. He's a nomad. His current enlightenment is 250, but for the next rank we still need 750 more. And we get more, we get a deeper understanding by conducting the rites. He has 20 glory, affects damage dealt to a Pyre, Okay, so we already saw that, for example, Jodaria did the most damage, I think, to the Pyre, yeah, when she plunged the orb into there. Because she has more glory. Okay, so quickness is 12. Swiftness of body and reflex affects movement speed. Okay, I don't know if meter per second is a useful measurement in a game, but okay. So presence is aura size, okay. And hope is duration of banishment, okay. So you can also have different length of banishment. So she does a lot of damage, she's really slow, she has big presence, and she banishes people for a really short time, which is 11 seconds, and he... Wait. Oh wait, so there's our own banishment, okay. So he's gone for 7 seconds, so it says 6.7 I mean. And she's gone for 11 seconds. So that way around. And he... Can I kill him too? Okay. So he has little glory, but he's really quick. And he respawns pretty fast. Rank righteous. Nimble. Faint. And insignificant. Okay, that's kinda... yeah. Blow to the face. And she's looming, which is pretty fitting. And he's noticeable. Okay. So let's read this stuff too. So there's a description of him, I guess. The free spirit. He wanders the downside in search of a way to regain his freedom and return to his home. So I think we had this description when we could have our over his name too. Writes power. Cast. Throws his aura in a straight line. We saw that. Jump. High jumps to evade adversaries' auras. So I was really lucky actually that when I did this once, I guess I had him because maybe the others can jump over their adversaries. And sprint, he runs much faster for a short time, so they all have that. He's a nomad. Pass is an outrider. Okay, wait, nomad. Men and women cast from the Commonwealth and stripped of name, home and title. They came from all directions toward the Commonwealth, where at last they settled some of them. Okay, so he's an outrider too. They ensured the highway remnants never flew far from their mountain nests. Okay, I don't know what that means. Those who served on the blood border were taught to always watch the skies. So something about birds. And the rest we don't know. So he has an astral sign. Often foretells of one's disposition, strength, and idiosyncrasies. And there's sentencing, so we don't know why he was exiled. We don't know what motivated Hedwyn to do to earn a sentence. And we also don't know how long he's been in the exile. But we can see what we already observed. He's the one who nursed you back from the brink after finding you in the downside. His genial, I think, manner suggests that life in exile has not yet broken his spirit. He wears a bronze clasp identical to that of a Jodariel, suggesting the two of them may have met before their exile. He has not yet revealed what he did to earn his sentence. It's kind of hard to have to read this much, actually. That is actually also something that I want feedback on from you, if possible. You know, this game seems to have a lot of reading involved because there's no... they didn't do real voiceovers, like just gibberish voiceover, like in The Sims. So I'm gonna have to read a lot. Or I would do it that way, but if you don't want that, then I would like you to comment so I know, because I can't read minds from very long distances. Okay, so she's the fallen soldier, which is why she has a lot of glory, I guess. She is a grim, long-time resident of the downside, grown accustomed to surviving there. Okay, so we already know she's been here long. Well, that's what this word suggests. Okay, so she has the same powers, although the cast maybe is slightly different, in a slow, thick line, and this said in a straight line. Okay. Leaps and slams down, forcing back those in the vicinity. So she's gonna just tackle people, and she lunges forward in one swift motion. Okay, so her race is demon. former men and women who survived in exile long enough to be transformed by it. All are welcome here, save demons such as you, from the sentencing of Chief Physician Oralek. Okay, so she was human before, but she was in the downside for so long that she became a demon, passed as veteran. Everyone served on the Commonwealth blood border. Those who excelled remained. Clashes with the higher wing remnants were frequent, though the greatest war had passed. Okay, so the past of what was his name? Hedwyn also talked about highway remnants. So maybe they weren't birds. So there was apparently some kind of war at the blood border. But I can't really make out more than this. We don't know her sign, her crime, her motive, or her years in exile. She seems to be responsible for the Black Wagon's security. Her features suggest she lived in exile for much longer than the others. Her grim outlook and the fact that she still wears the bronze clasp of the Commonwealth blood border suggest a military background, though what she did to earn a sentence you do not yet know. Okay. So let's go for the last, which is Rookie, I think. Okay, so we already had that. The Fast Talker. He's an opportunistic and well-connected curse, still clinging to his once comfortable lifestyle. He throws his aura in a long, thin line. He hops up very quickly. Okay, so he can also evade adversaries, but Jodariel is the one that just slams into them. And he accelerates to a high top speed. Okay, so that's actually his race. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Curs, which are swift, dog-like creatures known for their loyalty. Okay, he didn't seem that loyal actually, but okay. Optimism and appreciation for the simple things. The Alpha Chiefs would later say their kind went soft no sooner than they joined the Commonwealth. Okay. His past occupation was a trafficker. Dealing with contraband for long enough can lead to making many strange acquaintances. What remains now of the fallen empire's old and tarnished currency is still of value to some. And the other stuff we also don't know. So let's look at observations. He seems to be the most well-connected of the masked wanderers who found you and knows something of the land. He has a rather opportunistic disposition, and his ostentatious clothing suggests a lucrative background in the mercantile business. I think so. Even still, you do not yet know for sure what he did to earn his sentence. Okay. So these are our 3 guys, demons, dogs, a group. Okay, we can look at masteries too, so he doesn't really have any, so I'm gonna guess those are gonna be skills and those are gonna be items. Ah, okay. So we can give someone an item. Can we give her this? Okay, so only talismans may be equipped. Drag a talisman from your cargo to equip. Grant special abilities and bonuses. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I guess that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're gonna have fun the next one and we can win outright on the first try, I hope. So thanks for watching and see you next time.